Hello everyone. It's time. Hey, how's it going? It's weird. I spent, I think, a good 10 minutes after 6:30 because I was supposed to start the stream at 6:30. Yeah, I spent 10 minutes of it just sitting down announcing things instead of warming things up. But, I was recording. I could mention that, but I'm probably just gonna cut that dead time. But hello, welcome to stream. Thanks for joining me. It's a nice stormy night, and happy Valentine's Day. Hang out with your significant others and all that. That's real fine. I I don't have a hot date tonight, so I'm here. I actually completely forgot that it was Valentine's Day, so it's kind of weird like that. But, I'm streaming. I missed last week, and, I apologize for that. I don't really need to apologize, because I just stream. I don't need to stream every day, honestly. Like, this, it's not my job to stream right now. Like, this isn't lucrative enough for me to worry about, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But, I am bothered that I didn't do it consistently, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, welcome. I'm Ryan, Master Fan Francis, Master Fan Comics, and Master Fan Animation, all that cool stuff. Yeah, I'm recovered from a little convention over the weekend. I went to the Northwest Indiana Comic-Con last week, and it went fantastic. It was the first con of the year, I'd say, after probably like 2-3 months of doing, well, not con stuff, just relaxing convention things. Yeah, and yeah, I was slightly nervous about what I'd sell, because I kind of sort of felt like it was the same stuff that I've sold last year. It's kind of like, alright, I have the same 3 comics that I've had over the last year, but I still have a different set of stickers though. Like, I had new sticker packs, I had the Halloween stickers still left over, so I had those, and some people bought those. And, so far so good. I'll also mention my Etsy store because I still have them sold on Etsy. So, if you're interested, stop by my Etsy store, and of course the command does not work, or SC. Okay, Ets. Do you work? Nothing. This is incredible. Well, my Etsy store still does not work. Fantastic. Oh, we might as well at least link it. Boom. So yeah, my shop at masterfriend.com at Etsy. I'll probably take some time to do. There we are. So yeah, if you're interested in my con stuff, I've got an Etsy store. So if you missed all my stuff, it's at a decent price, and I'm having a great little sale where I'm selling my 2009 sketchbook along with my comics. So if you buy that, if you buy any of my comic books, you get the sketchbook free. Like, it's packed in, and it's mostly to sweeten the deal, but it's mainly to just move that inventory. I've been holding those 2019 sketchbooks forever, and yeah, there really isn't much buying, and I probably won't make more of the sketchbooks, really. Probably not till, like, maybe Kickstarter or something. I'll probably make a Kickstarter for the sketchbooks. Maybe I'll, make a mini Kickstarter before I make Black Mask, Kickstarter, just to see how that goes, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. That's well down the line. Okay. But yeah, what else have I really been up to for the past say several days, I'd say. Well, I'm open for commissions, I'll say that much. Actually, I currently need to import a commission from my iPad real fast, so let me just deal with that real fast. And yeah, I have 2 slots still open, so you can hit me up on my website, masterfran.com/about/commissions, and that's pretty much just my commissions page where you can find out my commission information. And I do need to figure out a way to kind of just optimize just where it is, so that's kind of just how that goes. Let's see if this macro actually works. Commission. Of course, none of my macros actually work. Fantastic. Good thing I have the link. Well, I'm still kind of crap when it comes to streaming, so I'm not gonna fret too much. So yeah, I've been, taking commissions and all that. Well, I haven't took a commission straight out of con, but I did take a commission after the con. Like, somebody found my work, they liked me, took my card, and then emailed me to take a commission. So that's going on. Another thing that I will also mention is I also got scammed, or at least nearly scammed. I didn't lose money per se, but I had a bit of a scare. Long story short, somebody messaged me on Instagram saying that they wanted to commission me. I dropped my information, and I also dropped my link to the PayPal. Apparently they didn't pay by PayPal, they claim. They claim they're an old lady looking for to commission something for their son's birthday. And, I obliged because, I honestly just thought, oh, just an old lady, probably doesn't understand the internet. And in my infinite wisdom, I accepted an emailed check. And at the moment, I didn't really think too much of it because, anyone would, she was an older person. I kind of just gave them the benefit of the doubt. And I used my Chase mobile app to cash it in, and apparently they overpaid. And we agreed upon the normal rate of, digital Pixar, which was 160 for the digital art. Well, actually, it was 120. My regular rate's 120 first. And then they overpaid the check as 1,500. And apparently they made a mistake and overpaid it. But thing is, that's how they got me, or at least that's how they're getting me. Because you see, the way they get me is like this. They overpay for the thing, and they ask me to send back the difference. Thing is, if I send back the difference through my bank account, well, they charge back the money. So not only would I send in the initial, difference from the commission, but they'd also charge back the check, causing me to lose even more money. Luckily, I realized the scam like a day later. It didn't happen all in the same day. It kind of just happened over a course of 3 days. So the second day was when they were asking me to do the check thing, and I did the check. And yeah, the check took a while to cash, and I was kind of wondering why the heck are they emailing me a thing. I got to talk to a few of my friends, and yeah, they kind of found that it was kind of strange, make sure it's not a scam. And I actually looked at the FTC's website because I was starting to get paranoid because the person messaged me again, asking me, oh, you need to send the difference as soon as possible. And the fact that they were in a hurry started setting off some red flags for me. So, I double checked I started just double checking a lot of stuff. I looked at their profile. They only had one picture in their profile. So I was like, shit. So I was just like, oh man, this could be legitimately a scam. So I actually like Google searched fake check scam, and lo and behold, I got a FTC link that just says how to spot and report fake check scams. And yeah, just explained my exact information where it's like, oh, one of the listed things with the fake check scam was overpayments. People buying something from you online accidentally and sending a check for too much and asking you for refund the balance. That's not real, it's a scam. And I practically, well, I fell for it. And, well, for the only thing that I'm lucky for is that Chase took a long time to actually cash a check. And my normal policy on accepting commissions is I don't accept commissions until I get the payment. So I don't do any work until I got the payment, so that's what I was doing. I was waiting. And I was waiting for not just the check to clear, and at the time I wanted to send back the difference because I was a dumb, nice guy thinking, oh, this was just an old lady. But I was still waiting for the check to clear because, well, I couldn't really do anything with that money at all. The best I could do was like have it sent to PayPal because, PayPal, it does like this thing where you can send your money from your bank to the PayPal account. So I did that. I set up the PayPal to like send in the difference, and that took all weekend. And on Saturday, the check cleared, and I was still kind of like suspicious because, okay, this is just totally weird. Somebody mailed me a check. Check is on a completely different name than the person's username. It wasn't even like a username on Instagram. It was, I guess, a real name. And it was a real name. And I kind of just assumed, okay, this person didn't understand the internet and didn't use a username. And I didn't actually notice that the check's address and name was completely different from the username. And that should have been another red flag. And even more obvious red flag that I didn't notice was that the check had obvious Photoshop pixel banding, like the texture behind the check had seams and stuff like that, like clear photoshopping stuff. So yeah, I was super nervous about that. I was like, oh shit, this is totally fake. And I now have a bunch of money that, I'm wondering, do they have my bank account information? Am I gonna need to change my account? So I called Chase to, find out, okay, the check cleared, is it a real check? Can you confirm it? And I called Chase Saturday before I went to Northwest Indiana Comic-Con. Actually, I was in a parking lot at Northwest Indiana Comic-Con calling them. But yeah, I called Chase at bank, and they said, this check is legit, I can't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's a scam. Don't you notice that the check's kind of fake? And Chase people couldn't really tell, and I guess I had to let it ride. The most I could have did is, that's actually when I sent the difference money to PayPal, because overall I just didn't want them to do anything with my real bank account. So I had Chase send money to PayPal, and because it's PayPal, it takes a bit for PayPal to transfer the money to PayPal, or from Chase to PayPal. So yada yada yada. While I was waiting for that, I was just doing the con and doing my typical selling stuff. And the con went well. I explained it already. But yeah, that Sunday, I was still waiting for it to go. And yeah, meanwhile, the person who was messaging me, I told them to stop messaging me because I told them that I was now just really suspicious if you're kind of pushing my buttons. and I told him to not message me until Tuesday while I get this sorted out. And they didn't message me, and I was still waiting for that money to kind of like, I think I was just waiting for the ball to drop with that. And Monday morning, the ball did drop. I had a negative balance in my bank account because they charged back the check. So they charged back the check while my bank was sending my difference money to PayPal. So I was doubly in the negative, really. Like, I was like really far. I was furious because like I fell for this scam hook, line, and sinker overall. And there really wasn't much I could really do to, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get that money back, because in taking back the difference, it also took my my convention sales. So, when taking away the 1,500, took away also my convention scales. So that also went to the overdraft fee. So yeah, I was in a giant pickle with that. And I had to talk to my bank, find out, hey, I've been scammed online. I don't know what I can really do. It's a completely fake name. I have screenshots at best, but there really isn't much I can do to basically a person who did a fake name online. And, Chase did tell me that, I didn't have overdraft fees because it's per transaction, which is lucky for me. And apparently I actually really wasn't truly overdrafted because PayPal was going to cancel the transfer since there was no actual money being transferred to PayPal. And, long story short, the crisis wasn't as bad as I was worried about. And I'm a giant worrywart. I was just massively worried about that. So, I mean, as far as I know, nothing bad has happened. I'm good. I'm not overdrawn in my bank anymore. I don't have any money problems, as far as I know. I guess outside of my normal, student loan debt money problems. But that's everyone's problems. But yeah, I got scammed. And lesson learned: do not accept a check online. Like, that's dumb. Like, accept it in the mail, or insist on PayPal, or like any other electronic payment, or vet your commissioners, because you gotta like triple check. And it was an important lesson, and I want to make sure that I at least spread this word around so people don't get got. And hopefully I told this story right, because I'm not good at just improvising this story. And I probably skipped over a few details, but I believe a lot of those details are more personal, I'd say. I think I've gotten just the broad stroke story of it all, and it's not like I'm like a hyper genius and I'll know every like little scam, because this scam was obvious. Like, if I was paying just a little bit more attention, I would have caught that like right when they sent me the fraudulent check, or even like just flat out right when they said that they don't accept PayPal, or even if I just flat out just clicked their profile picture from the jump. But I didn't. And I guess it's to say that you're not too smart to be a mark. You're not like a hyper genius enough to be above getting screwed over. So it just means that you can't really be complacent when it comes to your life and your money, and I guess going around the internet. I mean, I haven't paid money to a Nigerian prince or anything, but you know, you can still be scammed, so you gotta be careful with that. Oh yeah, let me actually just get out this commission, because I actually am here to work on a bunch of different stuff. So I'm actually gonna be working on this little commission here, because I've actually been working on a lot of them on my iPad. So yeah, let's actually just start opening up the actual stuff here. So let's get to the arts here. Boom. I should probably move the chat. Or at least set up the chat so it fades. I'll do that next time. But for now, let's get to this here. So this is a thumbnail commission that I did for Couch Sloth, and this is a picture of their OCs here. So I'm kind of just working on them for the past, like few weeks. I kind of had to take a little delay here. Actually, where is the ink? Okay, here's the inking. Come on. All right, so this is the cleaner drawing here. So, oh, sorry. But yeah, these are Couch Sloth's OCs, Lauren and Hemi, and I've been working on these on my iPad for the past, I'd say, 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks, maybe it was last week. I actually don't remember my times, but you know, that's what I've been up to for, I'd say, the past few weeks. Well, not few weeks. I think it was just last week. But I've been working on her stuff while I was working on someone else's tattoo. So that's another bunch of stuff that I've been doing. You know what? I should hide the chat real fast. 1 second, because I want you to at least see this art. At least. Let's see. I think first things first is make the frickin' text not stupidly huge. Let's see. Like 32. Would that be better? 32 would be better. Let's see. I could probably just set it up so it just fades after 60 seconds. That works. So hopefully that works and things fade out. Alright, so you can actually see the real picture here. So far this is Lauren and Hemi here. And we've been working, or at least I've been working. I don't know why I said we, like a dope. And I've been working on this for the past 2 weeks, as I've said a bazillion times. So I'm actually going to save you as a Clipsidio project, because all you ink, maybe like, or no, flat one. So I'm actually going to be flat coloring this, because this is a flat color commission that I'm doing. So I'm doing you. And and I just realized that I don't have all the references here, which is insanity. Oh well. There's you. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can knock out this commission, because it's a flat color commission. I've gotten a majority of the flat color stuff done, so I could probably just drop in the stuff that I need just ASAP, ASAP, ASP. But yeah, what am I doing? Yes. So yeah, let me get my refs going here. Sub menu, and you know, on my second screen I have a sub menu where I'll have references over here, and that's my little tutorial of, you know, Manga Studio has sub menus where I just stash my references, and this is a nice like universal list of references I've collected all over the place, where I just have a gallery of just the things I need for just general drawing stuff. And this is a bunch of panel layouts because I still was like, oh, I want to make comics sooner or later. And full references and head references just in case I kind of just forget to draw furries. And a bunch of furry head angles, which is actually pretty helpful because being able to figure out where the heck the muzzle's supposed to, you know, foreshorten to is actually tougher than it looks. People think furry stuff and anthropomorphic art is easier, but it really isn't. Like, it has its own foibles. I mean, obviously, knowing anatomy is giant. And in general, like, if you know animals and anatomy, you can draw furries no problem. Of course, there's also my own flair of cartoon art. Like, I've been drawing cartoons since childhood, so I've acclimated to knowing what the little cartoon skills are. And yeah, Wally West stuff, Wally Wood stuff, you know, just little things. And this is kind of like modified where it's actually like an instance of what he's been using, so that's pretty fantastic. I like keeping my stuff on this Swatch area, because is that one cool thing about the sub tool is that you can use your eyedropper tool to kind of just select whatever swatch you want straight from there, and then you can just go back and digitally color. And it's no problem with that. And yes, yeah, that's kind of just my tutorial on just making cool stuff with the sub view. So, what I'm doing with this sub view right now is I'm actually importing the character's references, if I can find them. So yeah, here's the basic refs here. And they're in pixel art mode because Couch is working on a pixel art game, actually. So that's been what she's been doing. And I've been, you know, obliging. And one big thing that I can do is I can actually just fill this flat. So I can just Alt F5, it's browner. I also selected Alpha Lock to keep the colors just the same. And one thing that's hype about the ink art is like I can kind of just re-edit the colors to be whatever the heck I want it to be. So Alpha Lock U, lock, you know, colors can be whatever. I can also hue adjust. I can also hue adjust to whatever I actually need. That's been fantastic. But what I really want to do is create a fill layer. I actually need to make an actual shortcut key for this because fill layers are tough. Okay, and I want to kind of like give a good like bright color and just say, hey, like a nice background color. Oof, that is bright. It makes it look like they're kind of like shinier. I could probably just drop the gray background here. I could probably desaturate this just a bit. And the reason I use fill layers is basically, this is just me experimenting. Like, I'm experimenting right now because I don't normally use fill layers as often as I should, but it is what it is. I should also like make a fast ground gradient. Yeah. I do like to add like a slight implication of a background when I do my flat colors. Maybe like blur this just a wee bit. I don't have my my Photoshop stuff has a quick blur. Well, where's the, oh, you're on the other screen. One thing that sucks about this computer is that it doesn't keep things on like the same mod or stuff. It kind of just vanishes. Yeah, I'm just doing the most vague. Wow, my performance is dipping. Well, hopefully this ain't gonna do anything too horrible. Maybe like do stuff like this. Yeah, using a texture brush is always a gamble, as you know, your performance is completely dipped. Motherfucker. Okay. Yeah, that's the one thing what sucks about using big brushes, that if you don't have the performance to use big brushes, that will just fuck you up. That's one giant thing why I get frustrated with using digital tools, because if I want a bigger brush, like what every artist's recommendation is, start big, go small. But thing is, if you don't have the performance to go big or to go small, tend to just get owned, really. Yep. Come on. Push you down. Yeah, I like to at least have a slight gradient with this stuff, just so. So we're kind of like in a good spot here. Another thing that I like to do is just have just a bit slightest suggestion of a background. Yeah, there's nothing to Yeah, probably it's just something super blurry. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on a bare bones basic background here. Yes, I'm just doing the most vague, dark background. I'd probably like merge you. I'd probably like. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. I'll call you PG. You know, how large is this? How large is the resolution? You know, it's the correct res. You know, like crank it to 350 just so you know it has some nice cleaner art. Never hurts. Yeah, but I should do some real flatting actually. So let me actually do this. And what I like to do is, ooh, oh, would you look at that? One thing that sucks about trying to, man, I feel like just reflatting this entire fucking thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna reflat this because one thing that I don't like about flatting in Procreate is that one thing that I don't like about flatting in Procreate is that it's still not like able to get rid of the fuzzies. Like I can't like adjust the selection radius, so I have a image macro where it lets me select or deselect or grow and shrink the selection. I usually do that when I'm comic flatting, so I can, you know, have a little thing to kind of just flat here. I usually do that. Have that going. Then I can just flat you like this. It's no problemo. Oh shit, I lost a shadow. Yeah. Oh, you shadow. Motherfucker. I don't have... The one thing that sucks is I'm trying to set up my lasso tool so that it has multiple lassos. Thing is, I also select the non-essential lassos. So it ends up just being completely useless overall. Well, that works. Yeah. Alright. So now I have like one that doesn't have this much jaggies. Like, if I made this disappear, no jaggies. Hell yeah, motherfucker. So no jaggies, I'm a happy boy. But go back. Select them all. And now write this. I could probably take some liberties and just... Well, actually, no. Let's push you higher, because... Let's actually bump the saturation just yay. Because one thing I need to do is kind of like make these colors pop away from the background a bit more, so I'm doing that. But I shouldn't like get nuts until I actually have the correct people, so let's get to, oh, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, fuck it, we'll use a full lasso. It's probably faster, but it's really probably not as fast. I could probably like readjust this hand a little better though. These hands are actually kind of look like she's holding a pipe. You know what? I'm overthinking. Yeah, that's one thing that kind of gets me. Like when I'm out of edit mode, when I'm in finish mode, I'll end up just going back to edit mode because I keep noticing mistakes. And one tough thing about dealing with mistakes is that you'll just notice every freaking mistake you make. If you end up spending so much of your time being worried about the mistakes that you're making, you end up just not going forward because you're so worried about the mistakes you're making. So you end up just wasting a lot of time. And I'm trying to see myself as an actual professional and be like, hey, I'm professional, I know what I'm doing. And it's not entirely perfect, and I wish I was, but this is not a perfect world, of course. But, you know, it is what it is, and can I reverse you? Yes, I can. Whatever. Being unreasonably precise, but whatever. I can do this actually, because what I need to do right now is kind of just separate the characters, because technically this is not the right workflow. I don't need to set this up so that the characters need to be separate. And oh, I missed a line. Fantastic. Well, I can re-add the line. I don't have the brush that I use to re-add it, but and a lot of my friend and brushes are similar enough. It's a tiny detail that no one's gonna notice. It'll work. I'm a smart lad. Okay. I need to go back to my navigator so I can actually see where I'm not coloring. Now, technically, I could just do... It's kind of weird, because the way I color in digital is not the way I color in traditional, because yeah, I myself will just frickin' do this, but I am not this kind of person. But I probably could do it. It's probably much faster. Thing is, I can never ensure that I've colored the entire freaking thing. You know, I probably could just get it done much faster if I just did this. It feels faster, actually. And also, it just feels more, I guess, natural. I use markers, that makes sense. Probably should just do this instead. Just color as I go. And one thing that's good about my two fill tools, so I have a line art filling tool and a palette changer tool. So this one just changes the palettes in every instance. Like, let me get it here. Like, the palette changer tool will change the color in whatever instance it appears. So if it's yellow here, it'll also change the color over there, even if it's not connected. And usually I'll change it with this because, you know, it's not connected. You see the one over there isn't filled in. So I tend to flip-flop between depending on what I need to do. Like if I don't like color characters, I switch to the line art changing tool because that's the character's color. And in terms of like just general flatting, I'll use the flat color tool. So, you know, you make a tool for the job that you want. And yeah, it's kind of weird. This is indeed faster. I should have one where it's like the transparent switch, then the color switch. I could probably have a faster deal of working with colors. Ain't working. Yeah, speaking of which, I actually own Super Metroid now. But I haven't played it yet, because, well, I still need to play it. You know, that's kind of just how that goes. Alright. I think I've separated them now. Oh, still got hair. Yeah, I do own Metroid Prime Remastered because, you know, I've never played Metroid Prime before and I've wanted to play that game sooner or later. I was totally gonna play that, I guess, the Dolphin emulated one where I could probably just save a new thing. Ugh. Alright. But yeah, I own Metroid Prime now on Switch. And I have to play it. I can't play it on stream because, well, I have a Switch Lite. Plus, I don't have a stream capture card, so that doesn't even matter. Anywho's. Who should I work on first? Lats. Yeah, I'm blowing a lot of time on, I guess, non-work related things. Because in the background I also have pixel art stuff, but, you know, I've totally borked. But this is a little time I can grab, so I'm just gonna grab it. Put you there. Let's work on a mole, actually. Yeah, sod it. Mole guy, here we go. Bada boom. I'm a freaking hyper genius. If push comes to shove, I will readjust the colors if it's not as adequate as I'd like for them to be. Oh yeah, another thing that I've kind of just been doing is I've actually been, well, I guess listening to the audiobook for Redwall. And yeah, everybody's been suggesting that I, check out Redwall because Black Mass reminds people of Redwall. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll read Redwall. I'm currently on, I think, Matameo. So I'm guessing the second book of Redwall. And oh. Okay. I have to make a second ink draw where it's just this. Yeah, fascinating. Now, I could probably ink bleed. Yeah, because there is a slight bleed to some of the inks in a way, so I kind of like to. I can kind of just set up the ink so that they kind of bleed a little further out. Yeah, this is a subtle thing. I kind of just found it off a tutorial that kind of just talks about kind of just ways to make your sharp line art not as crazy sharp. And one notable thing was kind of just blurring the lines just slightly, so kind of just looks not as harsh. So probably like push you down just a little more. I've also just begun starting to use colored lines, because that's kind of just been another thing that a lot of people kind of like mentioned to me is like harsh black lines are harsh in front of the digital art, so I'm readjusting my, I guess, line life to kind of just be more multiply. I could probably just spot black this. Oh, I cannot spot black. What am I doing? Oh well. There are little moments where I'm like, do I spot black? Do I not? There are little moments where I could just spot black. I think I could probably spot black here just to establish that's a little rounder. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, I do need to adjust you. Close this line just a bit. Like open you up. That'll work. Hello. Hey, Couch, how's it going? Yep, I'm here. I'm doing the stuff. Now, the four toes, that's a problem. Yeah, now that I'm seeing it, the far toes are going far. I could lie and say perspective. Let's get rid of you. And then I will lie. I will have this lie thing where it's like I will give extra toes on ridiculous perspective. Hey Couch, how's it going? I'm finally back to streaming, and yeah, so far so good with your commission. It's been pretty solid, I'd say. Yeah, Hopefully this will go fast, and if not, you know, I'll probably just make this just the entire stream. I got no qualms about it. But yeah, I figured, you know, this will be a work night. And I did want to grind on doing more streams over the week because I missed last week and I wanted to get this done. Yeah, thank you very much, Couch. Yeah, this has been, it's pretty straightforward, all things considered. I should get this done in, I'm gonna say a week, because I actually don't remember how long I was working on this. Well, I'd say a week, because last week you commissioned me, and then, you know, it was kind of an overall long week. Wow. So get that down. And I think I could just fill. No, I cannot fill. Yeah, I'm kind of using an alternate technique that's not just lasso everything and then it all works. I know you were on the con grind, so I understand. Oh yeah, doing the con grind is always great. I mean, so far so good. Like, the con went successful, I sold plenty of stickers, and I'm happy about that. My next con is not till March, I think. I need to double check my calendar, but I think that's so. I don't have a con till March. But yeah, I'll just let you know about that if you follow me on social media. And my lasso would die when it comes to laying down my flats. That's true. Like, I usually will just use lasso too, because you can just save the lasso and just go all the way over someplace else. I think I've kind of just been so used to Procreate, because Procreate doesn't really have an adequate lasso tool, or at least a lasso tool that doesn't alias. Or a lasso tool that does alias. What the heck is anti-aliasing? If anti-aliasing makes the jaggies, then aliasing makes the pixels. So, I want an alias lasso, and Procreate doesn't do that. Or at least it can, but it's finicky to the point where it's kind of annoying. And I've just been unreasonably frustrated with how Procreate works sometimes. And it still boggles my mind how people use Procreate. And I'm kind of like, maybe I'm just bad. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, do I not understand the software, or am I just bad? So that's kind of just one of those existential conundrums I fall into whenever I'm working in software that I'm not 1000% useful. I feel that way about vectors. Oh yeah, vectors are a pain in the butt to use sometimes, because basically you can't, vectors don't draw like a drawing line. Like, I've used Illustrator a bunch of times and I'm okay at it. Like, the most I really use Illustrator for these days is just having lettering. Like, Illustrator's still really good with giving you some cool ways to modify your letters and fonts and stuff like that, but in terms of just drawing stuff, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Like, it can work, like you can put in some line art, but it's not as, one, it's a little too clean, and two, it's real, I feel like it's stiffer. Like, I feel like things are just much, much stiffer. Yeah, they're useful for everyone but me. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I've used vectors back when I was in college at most. And I kind of just fell off of it because I can't truly think of many uses that I need for vectors at the moment. I think I used vectors for making Black Mass logo, or I took it to pixel art, but that's about it. And I don't think I did a freelance job with vectors. I think I just did that and that was that. Let's see. I could probably do like an Under Armour type of thing. Or like a gray sock type stuff. I don't know why I'm back to using the brush, but I am. I could use a whole bunch of other things. I could use the wand. I can use the... I'm kind of tired. Oh, sorry. It's just, I've been up since 3 because work stuff. I'm gonna try to at least stream till... It's currently 7:41. Ew, wow, it's late. 7:41. I've been streaming for a shorter time than I expected. I'm still tired. Yeah, well. But I'm gonna try to do another stream either tomorrow or Thursday. I missed last stream, so I want to make it up for next week. Yeah, it is one of those days where you are dead tired from just being awake. I messed up with that. Because this is supposed to be this pattern. Then I could just palette change to something. Bada boom. That's the magic of the palette changer lasso. It'll just switch the colors I need. And I need to desaturate these just a little bit more. And like, that'll work. Back to doing stuff here. Because this is not psychotically perfect to my Psycho Man taste. Because this is why I don't like using the brush overall, because I end up missing spots. But it's neither here nor there. Oh yeah, how have you been doing, Couch? I haven't been able to catch many of your streams myself. Yeah, I've just been, I guess, you know, out on the con grind. I think just sleepy in general. It's mostly just been sleepy. I tend to just take my weekends to kind of just turn off my computer and just do nothing. Try to slip away from just doing stuff. Yeah. Adam recently took a vacation. I'm like, oh, I should take a vacation too. And then I realized, oh, I got con shit. I probably can't take a vacation because there's con shit to deal with. But honestly, I probably could take a week off because I don't have a con till March. I probably should take that break. Grab it while I can because I probably will be grinding my ass off in the summer. I think, well, Anime Central's still looking, Anime Central's still going through the lottery stuff because some reason. Like, I recently got an email from Anime Central with them talking about that they've been running into some issues with the lottery stuff, and there's only so much I can really do about that. I mean, I could probably just message them, just ask, say, hey, am I actually in? Let me know. I do that sometimes with C2E2. Just try to email one of the Artist Alley people to kind of say, hey, who's going? I'd like to go too. I'm totally open. Keep me in mind. And that's the most. I don't really annoy them as much. I mostly just send them an email once every month or two. Just say, hey, what's up with that? And hopefully I get a little something. And that tends to go. Let's see. So sorry. Okay. Just a little bit with this. I can be awake for this. And push comes to shove, I can just finish this and just be done with the stream, and I'll just stream my next project tomorrow. I'm not gonna push myself if I'm just clearly tired. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to give it a slight blur just so the paint kind of blends. You weren't blurring enough. I should make a action to kind of just say, thanks for the follow. Yeah, you probably chat right now, but, you know, stop by next week. That's kind of just my auto mod person. Well, it's not a person, but just my personal setup to kind of just auto mod things. So, yeah, come back next week. I am able to let you chat next week. This is just mostly just a vetting thing. And the reason I do that is mostly just for convenience. I kind of don't really talk with, I don't really like talk as much with that. You can vouch for Moss. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Moss is fine. It's just, you know, it kind of just saves me the hassle of doing that. Probably should at least get rid of it, or at least reduce it down to a day or something. Yeah, saw that unmerged down. Yeah, this'll work. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're a good bean. It's just, I guess I kind of just need to do this just to do it. And honestly, it's really not that harmful. Yeah, it's not gonna be just a giant issue if you can't chat. So, and that is what it is. But honestly, it is kind of a stupid reason to. I should change that. I'll just reduce it down to 10 minutes, and that'll be fine. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just set it up for 10 minutes and that'll be fine. That way you can just see what I've been up to while I'm doing that, just so, you know, I don't get a flood. At least not yet. Let's get back to doing this. Let's see. Gonna add some white to the nails and then I should be done. I may have had an announcement, so you might get some new friends here. LOL. That's nice. Thank you. yeah, this is what I've been up to. But yeah, thank you very much for just bringing people over, because I am kind of just working on this as I go. Yeah, this should get done sooner or later. But yeah, overall, things have been good for me, I'd say. I've already talked about my story of getting scammed a little earlier, and that's been a real pain to keister. But I managed to not lose a lot of money from that, so I'm happy that I managed to not get my ass blown out with that. Yeah, because, yeah, that was a giant scare, but I'd say that is probably a way that I never even realized you could get scammed, and, well, I got with that. But now I know better. I can at least have the chance to just vet my people, or at least vet anyone who's commissioning me these days. So that's kind of just gonna be a thing. Either I just force the PayPal, or I try to just make it more of a thing to just vet my commissions. It's always nice when it's not that bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, because it could have been way worse. Like, I've heard, you know, most people have lost millions off scams and stuff like that. Like, you know, it was 401ks into timeshares and stuff like that. So, I guess compared to that, I am splendid. That's not you. Alrighty. Nice and shiny. A little too shiny. And, much better. Much, much better. Much, much better. Then add a little bit of the airbrush. Just a wee bit. Maybe like a slight texture going. Okay. Oh yeah. Add that too. I believe I am done for this one, at least. Okay. Fantastic. Let's save you, because I'm halfway done. And then you make another instance. You'll save scum your way to victory, just in case. Alright, I'm gonna stand up, refill my water bottle. I'll be right back. Oh, a fun fact about the mole's armor's design is meant to take damage from above. Save scum for the win. Oh yeah. Anywho's. I'll be right back. I need to go get water and do all that stuff. Moles are small but chunky, lads. Fantastic. Yes, hydrate or dihydrate. Alright, I'll be right back. Bada boom, I return. I also just realized that the back screen is no sound, which frickin' sucks. I gotta figure out why the heck it doesn't have sound, because that B back screen's supposed to have sound. It's supposed to like play some like relaxing stuff. Ah well, it's one of those things where I gotta figure out the stream tech with that. Anyway, let's get back to some stuff. Yeah, I took a glance at Twitter tonight and I was kind of like, oh, you know, Twitter, yeah, Hirohiko Araki, the JoJo guy, announced that the new JoJo, and everyone's calling him John JoJo Land, so that's funny as shit. That's probably not his actual name, but that's still funny as hell. John JoJo Lands. I mean, it still makes sense. He's still a JoJo. Yeah, he's got like a hood and stuff like that. He's pretty cool looking. Yeah. It's kind of interesting because JoJo's just gone far and away from just, you know, being a punch ghost thing. Like it's gone well beyond being a battle manga to being it's mostly a mystery manga these days. Like, he's solving mysteries. That's what he's doing. You can't stop him from solving mysteries. Pardon me, I'm enjoying a fireball, so here I go. Let's get to the tough parts. It could probably be slightly darker, actually. Yeah, it'll work. We're back at it. So yeah, I think this will go slightly faster because I think her coloring's much simpler. Or at least there's less, I guess, moving parts. And if I'm still lucid after I get this done, I think I'll be able to either work on some pixel art for a short time, or like what's really left I need to do. Still need to do the gate. I did make a rough gate in my iPad, but I'm not gonna waste time just importing it, so I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm not gonna deal with any textures right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, I chose a smoother walk animation because, you know what, I realized, you know, since it's a big enemy, you're gonna stare at him forever. I might as well. Well, you're not gonna stare at him really, but it's more just, you know, he's gonna take up the entire freaking screen, so I might as well. But yeah, I might work on this bear enemy, or at least do some polishing with this bear enemy. And I might get to just doing some blocking later. It also takes up a lot of screen percent. Yeah, that's true. If I don't do the animation a bit, that won't work. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be much slower. But I did do some really rough block-ins for, you know, just the really sloppy give me some new frames here. Yeah, this probably looks slightly better. Yeah. But yeah, did some nice sloppy blocking, so if I'm good with that, I'll work on some stuff with the bear. But right now, I still gotta finish the flatting, so let me just get to that. Yeah. And if not, I can always just work on it next week. Or not next week, just next stream. I'll at least try to stream tomorrow. If I can. Because tomorrow's my usual streaming day and I missed the last stream, so I want to make it up for today. For me, just enjoying a fireball jawbreaker. And since I'm an adult, I can just bite into a jawbreaker no problem. Because I'm a big adult with big strong teeth. That's currently rotting, probably. But still, I do like the fireballs. I got a bulk pack from Sam's Club. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll get like a bunch of fireballs. So I just have a bunch of fireballs just on my desk and I just suck on them as I work. It's nice and different from just chewing gum. This can't yell at me if I keep forgetting to go. That's right. Dentists can't tell you to floss, so you don't go to the dentist. So yeah, freaking galaxy brain move right there. But yeah, I kinda just enjoy the fireball stuff. I think I kinda just enjoy that more than drinking fireball whiskey, actually. Like, I feel like the fireball whiskey has too much cinnamon. I think there's a difference between, like, sucking small samples of cinnamon compared to, I guess, drinking liquid cinnamon, I suppose, because it's like... Because when you're drinking liquid cinnamon, you're kind of like... It kind of just tastes not good. So... There we are. This could be pinker, though. Whoa, that's too pink. Slightly lower. Slightly. Push the red. That'll work. Now let's move forward. To be fair, she's a pink and purple rat. Lol, that's true. I do need to tilt the purpleness. Because what I'm seeing from the preview, I'm assuming it's gray, but come on. I'm assuming it's like a colorful gray, or at least an off black. It's a colored gray, like an off indigo, I'd say. Because yeah, you're probably right, it is indigo, but I'm sure like through color theory that I still do not remember off the top of my head. The black background makes it supposedly gray, or at least it's supposed to read as gray. I think it's similar to the reason why comics tend to color dark hair with the blue highlights. And, you know, it just works overall because, you know, it's generally just a good, nice... It's bright and saturated, yet it still reads dark. And I should not have selected the polygon lasso, but here we are. I need to get rid of the polygon lasso in my shortcuts list because this starts getting annoying real fast. You know, it's kind of bananas that I at least know the pop-up panels enough where I could just have it so I have my UI, not this. But, you know, sometimes I forget, so I go back to my general UI. And also, there's some things that I don't have a pop-up panel for yet, and it tends to be a bit of a problem. But, I do my best to... there's no right or wrong way to make art in Clip Studio as long as you just make the art. And that's one thing that, does make things tough for me and other artists who are like, I don't know how to do art because, I've never done the art before. That's true. You probably want to do perfect art instead of just exploring your, capacity for creative doing. And, it's easy to kind of fall into that perfectionism trap. So, I can understand wholeheartedly why people procrastinate and, put things off, or say they're gonna do things and then they never do them. And it's pretty easy to kind of just fall into that trap. And also, not knowing how to project manage is also another big issue that can fork you up. Like having just a basic, a way to kind of just say, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to do this for this amount of time, and that'll at least mitigate your procrastination, because at least you're putting yourself on basically a mini deadline. And it's a good way to kind of just kick your brain, your weird little monkey brain, into doing, kind of just acting. It doesn't help that unlike traditional art where your supplies are limited, you have everything right there and it's hard to pierce through it. Oh yeah, that too. And sometimes you gotta do things like limit yourself a little bit just so you don't just get overrun with just all the potential options. I know some people will limit the number of palettes, for example, just use the swatches that they made and not use any of the color sliders and things like that. I've seen people be like, okay, I just use 3 brushes and those are my universal painting brushes, and most pros just go far on just the round brushes and things like that because they know their shit that well to be able to do that. And I'm still in this weird spot where I still don't know what to do with my brushes, but I am in a better spot where I'm starting to develop, my brush preferences, I'd say. Like, currently I have a nice general pencil brush, a wide pencil brush, a general comic coloring brush, thin line inking brush. Oh, I don't really use it that often. I think I kind of just use it because sometimes I worry that people don't really like inking and thick and thin line art. Like, I noticed that in a lot of other people's digital art, there's just razor thin lines. No thick or thin anything. It's just everything's razor thin because it wants to like show the color and stuff like that. So, it's kind of just one of those things where I kind of just keep it around, and I really don't like razor thin lines. Like, I feel like it feels worse than pixel art, honestly. Like, it feels like I'm drawing, because at least with pixel art, I can zoom in and at least know how it's supposed to go. But if it's supposed to be a normal line like this, I can't stand it for some reason. I don't like drawing like this because I want to use the other lines to kind of just... I feel like my sketch style can't use such thin lines because it feels wiry in a way. Yeah, I feel a little bit wiry just doing that. Plus, it's so easy to get these little curls too, and that kind of just gets me. But ironically, my preferred pencil for drawing is a mechanical pencil. Like, I prefer drawing with mechanical pencils over like normal wood pencils or lead holders because it still keeps its sharp tip. And you know, even mechanical pencils give me enough of a give to like the thick and thin that I can still have some amount of thick and thin lines to my stuff. But it's just that I think it's just that I'm just not as happy with doing that in the digital art space. I think I just don't have enough stability, maybe. It's not enough stabilization settings, I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm just not giving it enough of a chance. Because I think one big thing that's tough about using new brushes and using new art programs is it's very easy to bounce off tools that you don't regularly use because you don't regularly use those tools. It's kind of just tools that you kind of just refuse to use. They're not your general repertoire of stuff that you use, so you tend to just not like that specific way that it's done. Could probably be slightly lighter. Bada boom, that'll work. I accidentally saved. There we are. You don't understand their strengths and weaknesses, so it makes it harder to utilize. Oh yeah, exactly. And since you're kind of like a coloring noob for a bit, and you know, you're on a deadline, or at least a personal deadline to get good at it, you know, it's easy to kind of just not like using a thing because it's easy to not like using a thing because it's not the thing that you're already used to. And I'd say one thing that I could stand to do is take one weekend to just experiment with brushes. Like not just look at the brushes and like doodle in it, but actually try to draw in some of the brushes just to see what brushes do what you know, what kind of things they can do. And kind of just figure out what you actually want to do. Honestly, that's what sketchbooks are for. You know, it's kind of like, you know, I got these sketchbooks here. I'm gonna use them, and whenever I just draw in my sketchbook, that's when I'm actually experimenting. Or at least I don't really experiment as much as I should be in my sketchbook, but you know, that's what sketchbooks are for. Just experimenting with alternate art styles, you know, getting down ideas, journaling, that sort of thing. And you know, that's kind of just how that be. Sorry. And with digital art, it's tough to really have that sketchbook feeling in digital art because I guess in my brain I feel like digital art is the real art, or at least it's the serious go-to time art with that. I think I've fallen into that with pixel art. Like, I don't really do much sketchbook stuff with pixel art. Like, I'm not as experimenty with pixel art these days because I think my brain started to associate pixel art work with like work, like serious work. Because I exclusively use pixel art for, you know, black mass and stuff like that, my brain just immediately just gone to, hey, I'm doing work now. You will just get tired and you're kind of just in work on it mode instead of experiment and play mode. And yeah, that's probably the reason why I'm just not as making as much pixel art stuff as I'd like to, because I keep associating pixel art to, yeah, like it's a whole program, not a little pad you pull out to do a silly doodle. Oh yeah, with the sketchbook stuff, yeah, it's like, since it's a whole program in a whole machine, plus on like a whole electronic doodad, where if you drop it, you'll break. Meanwhile, if you have like, I don't have any of my sketch. Like, meanwhile, if you have like a tiny little sketchbook in your sketch wallet, you could just throw it down, and you know it won't really do much. Meanwhile, if you drop this, you're out like nearly $1,000. So, you know, it's I think your brain kind of like preciousizes these, you know, the iPad and digital art stuff. Like, staying with a big desktop too is like, you have to sit at your desk on your computer to draw, as opposed to, you know, just I could lie in my bed and doodle in bed. Like, I could wake up in the morning, pick up my sketchbook, and I could just draw in bed for the first hour, and I'll be ready for the day. Like on a weekend. It's a weekend, it's a lazy Sunday, I don't have to do anything, I don't have to go to work and just doodle. And it's much easier to do that and then just jump in the iPad, because also, you know, there's also distractions on it too. You put social media shit on it. Oh, I probably should just uninstall those apps, because, you know, that should be me not being distracted by my apps and stuff like that. Like, I've gotten rid of social media off my phone, like, outside of Messenger, outside of Messenger and YouTube, as I can't delete YouTube. Like, I don't have social media stuff on my phone. Like, I think the biggest blessing Instagram thing did, which probably also cursed them in terms of their bottom line, was that they allowed you to upload photos from your desktop, which killed any possible reason for me to have Instagram on my phone. I was like, hell yeah, I don't have to have it on my phone. I can just post it online. It still has that stupid cropping thing, but I'm going to let it go. Because now, not only can I do that, I can also just schedule my posts. So I can do that. I don't have to worry about stressing myself out over, you know, likes and views and shit like that. I can just post it, maybe like put a few hashtags, whatever, and I can just forget that I even have an Instagram. I like post like an Instagram thing where it's like, oh hey, I'm doing this at this con, and you know, you'll get like a few likes and stuff like that, and that's more than enough. That work. And then yeah, it's kind of, and yeah, I mean, these days I've been more and more just off social media now, and this is probably to my detriment because I'm trying to sell a video game. But then again, I'm selling a video game that really doesn't exist. So how much can I really need social media current? And this would actually be, yeah, this color would actually tilt more blue. Try to desaturate, yes, yay. I have no idea which color this was supposed to be. Okay, that'll work. And then you'll be yellow. It would be more of a lemony yellow. I'll still have that same bright cadence, just so we can have like a similar color scheme thing. There's like a color poetry or something. I forget the actual term for it in color theory, but it's like when two colors are similar in a design. Like if it uses a blue in one spot, then a slightly lighter blue in another spot, I guess in your weird monkey brain it still counts as the same blue, and it makes the pleasing character design. I don't know 100% like the actual like full coloring thing. It's a lot of like just me kind of just looking at silly like color theory things on YouTube where it's like, oh, this cool fighting game character has a cool design because yada yada, and it's kind of like, yeah, that would make sense. It's kind of like, oh yes, let's just binge watch a bunch of Sugar Punch Design Works things, and it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. Here. Thanks, Mr. Punch. Thanks, Mr. Punch, for teaching me stuff that I blew $3,000 for. Thanks for reminding me. No, I don't shit on Sugar Punch for that. Like, Sugar Punch does great work. And it's just... I sometimes I feel like a lot of the information I get from, I guess, video game YouTubers who talk about art direction just wrote stuff that I've learned in college. And it's kind of like... I don't want to like be completely dismissive of it, because maybe there is new information. But really there probably isn't new information, because, again, a lot of this stuff that I learned in art college. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, I'll humor you. And so far it's not so wrong that I'll get pissy about it, but yeah, some of it is super vague or flowery where there isn't anything to learn. It's more to pat you on the back for already learning it. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a legit criticism, I'll say. Is like a lot of it's really super flowery and stuff like that. Like I like Video Game Animation School. What is it called? That's like the video game animation thing with 8-bit animation. It's kind of like, yeah, this is knowledge that I know about, and you know, it's still... Now, all it really does is kind of just remind me that, yes, this knowledge does apply to pixel art, even if it's pixel art. Like, I'd say one big hurdle that a lot of artists tend to get stumbled on, which really isn't a hurdle now that I've realized it, is that pixel art still requires, you know, the same art principles as any other art media. Like, you know, you still gotta know how to, probably don't need to learn how to draw with pixel art. Well, actually, no, you do need to learn enough about how to, like, make body shapes and things like that. But in terms of, like, actual knowing how to physically draw, you don't really need to, because, you know, a lot of early pixel art was probably done with a potato. And round this out just a bit and give it a little bit more of a... Oh yeah, back to what was I saying? But yeah, like a lot of early pixel art, like you could do it with just a mouse, and other pixel art is mostly like, you know, these tablets, you know, they definitely help. But yeah, I mean, in the early days, they just used grid paper that is translated those lines to grids, because that's what you can do with, you know, that's what a lot of the artists did, is they drew on grid paper first and then translated that to, what's it called? They translated it to the computers and stuff like that, so these days we have it much easier because we don't need to just draw straight on paper. Though I do like drawing on paper. Like, a lot of my early sketchbooks is just, sketching what their moves would be like, or what I'm thinking their moves could be like. And I like doing that process where it's just experimenting with the sketching and figuring out what would work where. It's kind of weird because I don't really draw on grid paper as much as I probably should. And I don't really need to draw on grid paper because I can scan my drawings in Photoshop and just scale them as I need to. Plus, they're gonna be changed anyway, so as I do it. Plus, if I need to, it's just gonna be traced on top. So it's kind of just one of these triple foibles that I kind of just don't need to worry too hard about. And I think that's fun, but also the hurdle is figuring out how to render something in your style and medium. The rough part is figuring out how you specifically learn and pull things apart to get better. That's also true. That's very true. Where you gotta like figure out, okay, what do you actually like about pixel art that you want to do in pixel art? I think that's also just learning in general. Learning is harder if you don't know what you want to learn. Like, that's typical. That's typical of just all learning. Like, until you figure out what you actually really want to learn, you will have a harder time like making that path to wanting to learn. Like, say, okay, I'm gonna say in my personal example. Say, like, if you tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna learn how to get better at drawing, that's too vague that your monkey brain is gonna reject it. But if you tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna learn humanity, that's slightly more specific because, you're learning human anatomy. It's not just animal anatomy, it's not just a vague cloud of draw better. It's, I want to learn how to draw people better. But you can go more specific. I want to learn how to draw arms better. I want to learn how to draw hands better. The more specific you go to, the easier it is to, know what you want to do. Yeah, like some people can watch a tutorial and just get it, versus others where you gotta have 10 passes with all these run around to learn how to do a confident line. Oh yeah. And a lot of learning is also figuring out how to incorporate that new knowledge into your current knowledge. And that stuff can be tough, as you don't know if that new thing can actually be applicable to your own personal situation of, okay, I need to draw a certain thing. What do I need to draw? It's kind of just like that. So it's tough. It's not 100%, but I mean, it can be learned. It's not impossible to learn how to learn. It's just so much. There's just some other alternate ways of figuring it out, and I'm probably just grossly oversimplifying this too much, but it's that's kind of just the gist of what it's supposed to be about, is learning how to learn. I think I've completely just missed the point of most of this stuff that I was saying. I think I'm almost done. I feel like this green's still too bright. Push it to the blue. Much better. Like slightly darker. Much better. Alright. 1, 2, 3. And you know what I'm missing? Those are freckles. Missing like little freckles. That's what I'm missing. Alright. that. There we are. Cover freckles. Let me see if I can find out if there's more freckles in the reference. Yes, and you could probably answer this question, Couch, since you're here. Let's see, sketches don't have the freckles. Is that just a pixel art thing, or is it like actually a thing? Like adding the freckles? Oh, it's actually a cheek tattoo? Oh, I see, okay. Alright, so figuring out the cheek tattoo is probably gonna be... Let's see if I can't find like where a specific pattern would be. Well, I don't know how much it matters, so let me know if, I don't know if there's like an actual, if you have any rests where there's a clearer tattoo, I'd love to know. Other than that, I think, well, there's some things that I could polish. I could add a nice brush stroke here. If I can find you. Good. Throw like a little roughness here. Just a wee bit of roughness, kind of just bolster it. Yeah, it's windy out. Sheesh. I hope there's not a tornado. Sorry, that's not most clear. It's not a big deal, and there's just a little spot of color that calls back to her backstory. Okay. Maybe I'm just doing this to not spoil then. Yeah. That's another thing, is like figuring out story stuff. Yeah, there's still a bunch of story stuff that I'm not like 100% confident with Black Mass, but I think it's there. It's just a lot of stuff just needs to just be worked on. I also am starting to think deeper about what, getting more concrete about how the world's gonna work, or at least the number of factions that are there. Because I thought of Black Mass more as like a wider world than, I guess, a character-centric thing. Because I think the initial idea is just, a lone stranger wanders between towns, and when he gets to town, the adventure happens, and that's kind of like what it's about. And that's kind of just the general gist of most like early 90s television shows. And that's what Black Mass is just inspired by when I was first making it as a webcomic. It's like, he's a merchant, he is in town for personal business, and suddenly weird bullshit happens. What does Cole do? Then that's the general I figure out just the funny about it. Like the Pizza Man, like if you've ever read my comic The Pizza Man, that's sort of the direction that I kind of want to go in, is like, oh, you're doing a job, and then suddenly the job goes south. And then the comedy and, the adventure and pitch is what happens during this weird shenanigans. Her tribe did tattoos to call back to Slavic cross-stitching, so she has specific life events and familiar history on her body. Oh, I see. Oh, that's quite fascinating. Yeah. I guess I should, well, I probably should play your game more to actually get the story. Because if I just flat out ask you, you'll probably just give me the game store without really, like, giving me the game. So it's like, yeah, that would probably be totally unfair to you to just do that. That should work. Kinda, sorta. I think one thing that I do want to do now, Because I want to... You know what? Yeah, I want to darken some areas here. Yeah, just darken some key spots, kind of say, hey, this is real important. I'm just gonna do a basic gradient edit, or not gradient edit, just a basic color slider. Just nothing too extreme. Just color sliding some shit. I mean, those two are are only two party members of the 20 that you get in the main storyline, so I can get a little bit into it since we're still trimming the fat anyhow. Yeah, sure. You know, let's hear it. You know, well, actually no, because I think I'm almost done with this. No, go on, because I can just stick around if I finish this. And yeah, go on, read your stuff, and I think I'll be able to just, you know, get a gist of what you're doing, even if I finish this before you finish. Alright, now I will proceed to... Why doesn't F2 work? Oh, I know why. Okay, I'm on the wrong thing. Alright, push it down, reset, push it warm. Yeah. Push it slightly large. Push it slightly better. Actually, no. Get rid of the leg. Get rid of the leg. Because the leg's not really adhering to the dark, really. I do want to like add a slight, like I do want to have a slight color adjustment, so that kind of just looks slightly better than it initially is. Push it down, sets, and then that should look. Doesn't look as good. That's fine. And then we will adjust the armor here too. That's a nice, simple way to. It's a nice, simple way to add a slight depth despite doing flat color stuff. And I usually do this occasionally, and by usually I mean I never do it, because I never flatten my stuff, because I'm always like, but it needs to be shaded just a little bit, just a little bit. I just gotta do slight shading. Just needs just a little bit of shading. And then I end up like blowing maybe 4 hours on stuff that I end up scrapping anyway because I'm a psychotic perfectionist. Alright, so long story short, Big Bad summons different factions through lies and money to fuck with an island. People native to and not of the island attempt to tell him and his entourage to get bent via war. Lauren and Hemi are actually pretty untouched by the main conflict, but Lauren gets involved in good faith. Hemi logically reaches it that if the big evil guy wins, her little mole community is going to be a tolerant, so she joins a little after low end. I am so sorry. I pronounced it right the first time, and then I completely, like, just fall. Oh, yeah. Long story short. So big evil guys causing wars. I've covered wars, you know. I forget what Frank What's-His-Face is called, but he's covered wars. Mole names are hard. They're very hurdy-gurdy kind of sounding names. I get you. It's not as, I guess it's not as simple to say as, like, formal or something like that. Like, the Redwall names are pretty simple. You got formal, where it's just foreman, but it's mole. And it's pretty just straightforward with that. Redwall's interesting because they're always eating. They eat more than hobbits. Like, holy shit, Redwall. The Redwall Abbey people just eat so much. They're eating all the time. I mean, it's fun, but it's kind of like, yeah, but your kids got kidnapped. You should probably get going. Well, it is what it is. Yeah, they're also alcoholics in the books. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're constantly drinking wine and stuff like that, especially the hair guy. Yeah, I believe I am done for the most part. Wait, no. Not yet. I know how I can do some stuff here. Time for gradients. Oh, well. It's time for gradients. I'm here for gradients. Can you invert? Let's invert. Edits, inverts. Come on, tonal correction. Inverts. Come on, invert, invert, invert. Oh, reverse gradient. I'm so used to it being called invert and not reverse gradient. I'm like, fuck, man. Topsio Paint does not explain shit. And that's not perfect, but I'll live with that. Okay. I'll use the I'll use the airbrush to mask that shit out. A nice slight sod it. I'll just get rid of the top. That looks fine. That looks fine. It looks fine. I can let this go. I'll send you a DM with some better refs or tats. Yeah, let's look. Get a look. Oh, I see. Okay. Alrighty. I could do that. I could do that and like do like a nice subtle probably like figure out like a nice probably do like something like this. Sugar. Do something like that. Give the old zoomie. I can make this work. I'm a good artist. Yeah, so far so good. Get back to the rough paint. I should probably actually save this picture. It'd be much easier to zoom in if it was actually like in my sub folder. I could, yeah, that way. And because subview can do that, and subview's cool like that. Shoot, why are you doing that? Give it a nice loose line to kind of just give it like a paintbrush look. Doop. I could probably shrink you just a bit. Oh shit, that's the flat layer. I'll live with it. Sugar, is that the alpha lock? Yep, it's alpha lock. That'll work. Let's see. A bit further. Me. Oh, she's got piercings. Gotta put that in. Because I'm crazy like that. Actually, not that crazy. It's just your piercings are lines, which means I could do that in a minute. Come on, B. You can do it. Alright. A madman you are. I totally am. The maddest of them all. I'm like upset Andrew if he was slightly bothered that Lord Gigantic had not taken his gasoline. Three earrings. Looks fantastic. It took like 2 seconds. Yeah, that's a ring. Okay. I was like, is this a line or is it a ring? Oh. Come on! Subview supposed to work like this. I'm assuming those are more rings. Or maybe like lines. Like it's probably like a more straight on piercing. But I'm gonna assume they're actual rings. Because I think this shows that. Wait, no. That's still pixel art, really. Ah, well. Back to adventure. No, those are studs. Alright. That'll work. Yes, being 3 studs. Assuming it extends back. One side has ropes, the other side has bars and studs. Oh, okay. Now it's starting to make more sense. I'm going to push the bars even further. And probably just add like a basic white light because fuck it. It's shiny. Shiniest aspect of it. Never hurts. Alright, I need to let this go, actually. I need to let go. So I'm letting go. This is done. This is done. I'm sticking the fork in it. This is done. I'm done. letting go. Letting go. I'm letting go, Couch. I'm sending this to you right now. I'm just gonna let this go. Actually, now I need to make my signature more visible. Because I deserve credit. I'm a good boy. And make things happen. Because I am good at my job. I am a designer. Mike Montero told me that I'm a good designer. Montiero, actually. Good enough. See, it works. It works. Ugh. And it's 9. I actually need to go to bed. Well. But hey. I haven't been able to do the pixel art, but, you know, at least I got a commission banged out. It's fantastic. And things are looking pretty good. But yes, thanks, and I'm glad you love it. And thanks for commissioning me again. You know, it's been pretty good. Nice way to just get things going, and it's nice to just get something done. Because I feel like I've been in a slight art block for the past week, so you know, this is a little victory. Anyway, let's save you as, you know, a nice large boy. Save as a ping. It's high res ping. We'll call you final. And you're done. Anywho's, I'm just going to do my pixel art for next stream. But yeah, I'm tired, so I'm just going to wrap the stream for a bit. But yeah, you know, thanks for everyone for watching. Thank you, Couch, for chatting. And sorry, scroll back up. Sorry, what's their name? Yeah, sorry, Moss. Sorry, Mossflower. I completely... Yeah, sorry for not letting you, stream. Yes, Moss, that's their name. Yeah, sorry for not letting you chat, because, you know, my Twitch settings are kind of very secure. But I'll, you know, next week, or tomorrow, I'm gonna try to go tomorrow. I'm gonna try stream tomorrow, and hey, your vibes are... Thanks. Now, thanks a bunch. Yeah, I'm trying my best to get the... I can hit the... Yeah, you can hit the, yeah, you can hit that key. I believe you can. It's just, I don't know which commands are actually working. Because most of my commands are, like, either not working or I typed them wrong. So, yeah, just try to do the, exclamation point keys, and that should work. Especially with how quick Twitch hasn't cracked down on bots lately. It's better safe than sorry right now. Yeah, that's true. There's still bot issue. Speaking of which, there's so many freaking bots all over the place. And I think practically every day I'm just getting a bot on Instagram, just a random, oh, follow me on the art Instagram. I was like, dude, you're not doing anything. And it's real annoying with a lot of those bots. So, anywho's, I'm going to wrap this up and head to bed. And I will check you out. I'm hoping tomorrow. I'm going to try and go for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, probably at 6, I'm going to try and go early. And I'm going to get some pixel art done. Have a good night. See y'all next time. Bye.